Good evening. I would like to call the Monday, June 22nd, 2026 Blue Springs Planning Commission meeting to order. Would you please rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we get a roll call, please, Tracy?
Of course. Commissioner Pumphrey?
Present.
Commissioner Stokenberry?
Present.
Commissioner Richel?
Present.
Commissioner Sanderson?
Present.
Commissioner Irie? Commissioner Graham?
Present.
Commissioner Henning?
Present.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Present.
Chairperson Howe?
Here.
Perfect. We have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to entertain a motion on the consent agenda for the approval of the June 8th, 2026 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do I have a second? Thank you. For all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Up next, I will open the public hearing for agenda item number 4, the vacation VAC 06269901 for the 12th Street extension. I will ask for exhibits from our city attorney, Jennifer Baird.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have several exhibits to enter into the record. First is the staff report with attachments. Second is the affidavit of publication. Third is the notification map showing properties within 185 feet. Fourth is the property owners within 185 feet. 5 is a copy of the letter sent to the property owners. Exhibit 6 is Title 4, which is the land use section of the city code by reference, and then Exhibit 7 is the 2014 comprehensive plan that is included by reference as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
At this time, I will ask for staff's presentation. Mr. Logan Day.
Good evening, Commissioners. The item before you tonight is a request by the City of Blue Springs to vacate a portion of the existing right-of-way associated with the proposed 12th Street Extension project. The request would convert the existing right-of-way into a permanent construction easement to allow for the installation of stormwater infrastructure, utilities, and roadway improvements associated with the extension of Southwest 12th Street from Southwest Crest Drive to Wyatt Road. The extension is intended to improve connectivity within the area and provide access to future development, including the proposed Southwest Park development located to the west of the roadway. Staff reviewed the request against the vacation criteria contained within the Unified Development Code and found the request to be consistent with the comprehensive plan, compliant with the development code, and supportive of future infrastructure improvements and development within the area. Staff also finds that the proposed vacation will not negatively impact access, utility services, transportation connectivity, or the rights of adjacent property owners. The right-of-way proposed for vacation no longer serves its intended public purpose, and its conversion to a permanent construction easement will better facilitate the public improvements necessary for the project. Based on the contained staff report, staff recommends approval of the vacation with the conditions listed at the end of your staff report. And I am happy to answer any questions, and our city engineer is here to answer any questions as well.
Thank you, sir. Is the applicant here as well?
We are that.
Oh, it's us. Okay,
Yeah.
So yes, we are. Fantastic. So are there any questions for staff before we hear? Any questions for staff? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this project? Seeing none, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this project? Seeing none, the public comment section of the public hearing is over. Any final questions for staff? We're up here. All right. Any discussion or comment? I'm going to close the public hearing, and I would ask for a motion on the vacation.
Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd move to approve vacation for 12th Street Extension VAC 06269901 with the one staff condition.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second that.
All right. Thank you, commissioners. This will be a roll call, Tracy, if we could.
Yes, of course. Commissioner Stokenberry?
Aye.
Commissioner Richel?
Aye.
Commissioner Sanderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Irie? Commissioner Graham?
Aye.
Commissioner Henning?
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey?
Aye.
Chairperson Howe?
Aye.
All right, all ayes.
Fantastic. This item is carried, and this motion is carried, and this item will be recommended and heard by the City Council on their Monday, July 6, 2026 meeting at 6 p.m. All right, up next on the agenda, I will open the public hearing for agenda items number 5 and number 6, the General Development Plan GDP 03269850 and the Conditional Use Permit CUP 03269851 for wind water and flex use, with item 9 being held concurrently. I will ask for exhibits from our city attorney, please.
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman. We have 7 exhibits. The first is the staff report with the attachments. Second is the affidavit of publication. Third is the notification map showing properties within 185 feet. Fourth is the list of property owners within 185 feet of the site. Fifth is a copy of the letter that was sent to the property owners regarding these hearings. Sixth is Title IV, the land use section of the city code by reference. And then lastly, we've got the 2014 comprehensive plan by reference. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, I will ask for staff's presentation. Again, Mr. Logan Day.
Good evening, Commissioners. Before you this evening is a request for approval of a conditional use permit, general development plan, and a preliminary plat for the property located at 2601 Northwest Jefferson Street, currently zoned RC or Regional Commercial. The applicant is proposing approximately 28,500 square feet of building area on a 5-acre site. The development includes a 10,320 square foot facility for Windwater Blue Springs, which will contain an office space and associated outdoor storage for utility materials located to the rear of the building. The outdoor storage area will be screened from the public view with a 6-foot privacy wall and additional landscaping buffers. The second building consists of approximately 18,180 square feet of flex commercial space intended to accommodate a mix of uses permitted within the RC zoning district, including residential storage uses subject to the approval of the conditional use permit. Overall, staff finds the development represents a low-intensity commercial use that is compatible with the surrounding area. In regards to the conditional use permit request, staff finds the proposed use is consistent with the intent of the regional commercial zoning district and compatible with surrounding and adjacent properties. The proposed development is required to comply with all applicable provisions of the development code. As part of staff review, one additional site-specific condition is recommended to ensure continued compliance with the intent of this code. The condition clarifies that parking spaces shall not be used for outdoor storage of equipment, boats, trailers, household goods, or other personal property. Trailers may occupy parking spaces when associated with the business on the property, but be actively used for loading or unloading activities. Staff does not anticipate the proposed residential storage use to create significant adverse impacts related to traffic, noise, or operations, and finds the scale, site, layout, and building design to be generally compatible with the character of the surrounding area. Staff also finds the request is consistent with the long-range planning goals for this corridor and will not negatively impact future development or use for the surrounding properties. Regarding the general development plan and preliminary plat, the site is proposed with 2 access points, including a primary access from Northwest Jefferson Street and a secondary access onto Northwest Saunders Road. The secondary access is intended to improve internal circulation and allow truck traffic to efficiently exit the site back towards Northwest Jefferson Street. Development also includes sidewalk improvements along Northwest Jefferson Street, connecting the existing sidewalks located on either side of the property. Sidewalks improvements were not required along Northwest Saunders Road due to the lack of continuous pedestrian connection in that area. However, the applicant is proposing half-street improvements along the site frontage of Northwest Saunders Road, along with additional landscaping and screening enhancements. To minimize impacts to the adjacent single-family properties to the north, the applicant is proposing a 6-foot solid privacy fence consisting of masonry, wood, composite, or vinyl materials, in addition to a 25-foot landscape buffer along the rear property line to further screen the development and outdoor storage areas. A preliminary stormwater management plan has been submitted, which includes a detention basin and best management practices to address runoff and water quality requirements. A final stormwater management plan will be required during the engineering, will be reviewed and, sorry, I lost my place here. A final stormwater management plan will be reviewed during the engineering approval process. Lastly, the development is proposed to be a single-phase project. Based on the analysis provided in the staff report, staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit, general development plan, and preliminary plat, subject to the conditions listed at the end of the staff report. And I am happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is here to answer any as well.
Thank you, sir. I'll bring it back up here to the commissioners. Is there any questions to staff before we hear from the applicant? Yes, sir.
What can be done about Saunders Road? Can we put like no right turn onto Saunders out of there? Like, that's a huge point of contention for me. That road's so narrow and with the traffic, if a truck decides it wants to turn right down Saunders and go to Duncan, it's gonna create a problem.
Toby, could you?
I think it's unfair to make the applicant pave and widen the entire road. But is there something that could be potentially done with the city saying no right turn? Something like that to at least kind of help?
I can offer some insight on that. Right turn would be difficult. I mean, the only thing that could be done is signage at this point, because not allowing the right turn, I don't know, it would be difficult from a just circulation and exit standpoint.
Yeah. I'm just worried that we're gonna get a truck making a right turn, it's gonna have to take it wide anyways, just there. And, you know, people, school bus, cars coming, it's not gonna be a huge issue all the time, but when it's an issue, it's going to be a huge issue. That's my
Yeah.
concern, just growing up in the
Sure. I would say there really wouldn't be any reason unless Jefferson was closed, because that's going to be the primary route from any I-70 or from either direction, in my opinion. It's a wider road with a better travel way. So I would say that, in my opinion, professional opinion, it would be just for any road closures or any detours that would send traffic from that direction or that way.
Any other comments up here?
Yeah, Chair.
Yes, sir.
Quick question about, can you provide like a brief list of what's allowed in the RC regional commercial zoning? Just for kind of perspective on what's allowed by right there.
Regional commercial. I mean, for this one, it would be, so the wind water would fall under building and construction contractor. So that would be someone that's engaged in the construction of utilities, plumbing, construction, and they're allowed to have storage. So it falls within what's allowed there. So it's more of a less intense than light industrial, but not as intense. So kind of the uses that would fall not into a light industrial, but I can't name all the uses that would be allowed off the top of my head.
I can provide the list. It allows for small commercial, mixed use limited, general commercial, pad site, small industrial workshop, small civic limited, and prominent civic limited.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I've got a few, and what you can answer, we'll just go to the applicant.
Sure.
You mentioned in your presentation of the 6-foot privacy fence being a wide variety of different materials.
Correct.
That it could be, and then some screening above that. In the architect's 2-page narrative, they stated gravel or asphalt screenings might be desired over part of the storage area. Who discerns if more screening needs to take place above the 6-foot fence that they?
Well,
Who determines that?
so who would determine that?
Yes.
So it would go through a site plan design review after that. But right now the site would be completely asphalted. So there wouldn't be any gravel necessarily on the ground from a traveling standpoint. So the whole site would be asphalted. But if they had storage materials and they wanted to, that would be something we would review during site plan design review.
And the other exception that they asked for was increased driveway width at the right-of-way for a standard 30-foot driveway increase to a 50-foot driveway is the way I'm reading it. Is that referencing access off of Saunders or Jefferson?
So the one off of Jefferson would have been a MoDOT approval, so that has been through MoDOT. They originally did have a wider access off of Northwest Saunders, and then was reduced to 30. So it is now 30 off of Saunders.
Okay, then I will defer to the applicant for this as well. And during the course of meeting with the applicant, have they communicated why they want access off of Saunders, including the access off of Jefferson, when most of the businesses up and down there just have single access from Jefferson?
So their trucks would pull in off of, from our conversations, their trucks would pull in off of Jefferson Street and then circle through the site and then go onto Saunders and then back onto Jefferson. So essentially the trucks leaving the site would only be on Saunders for about 100 feet, essentially.
Okay.
So it's just for improved connectivity and circulation for the applicant.
Okay, and for further clarification, and again, if you're unsure or don't know, I'll get to the applicant on this. The driveway that they're requesting that is a standard 30, they're asking for a 50-foot driveway. Do you know for certain if that is?
They're both 30.
Right, but, okay, I'll just go to applicant with this next question. Okay, so let me clarify this. Let me just follow up with you. Despite the fact that they're submitting for 30, then does that mean we should disregard their narrative in the sense that the number 2 of the second bullet point, increased driveway width at the right-of-way for a standard 30-foot driveway with 50-foot radii?
Correct. So it would be, they'd be,
Radius?
yeah. So it'd be the 30-foot that's listed in this plan that's shown.
Okay. Okay. Oh, radius, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I can see clearly now.
Yeah, yeah.
Issue. Thank you.
Any further from up here?
Does Blue Springs have a weight limit on trucks? On
25 tons is what our weight limit is. Yeah, just from our 26
so
paving.
an
So
18 wheeler would be okay, most likely.
yeah, most likely.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
When we had our first meeting, we were talking about the design of the building. We asked him to go back for the design of the building. Can we talk about that? I guess when he comes up.
I believe there's images with the
Yeah.
newer, yep.
That was our major concern at that time, and we asked him to go back for the design.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anything else from here? Would the applicant like to come up and speak? And just your name and address, please.
Jeremy Powell, Powell CWM, 3200 South State Route 291, Independence, Missouri. Thank you, Commissioners. So, as we know, Windwater is looking to grow. They've been here in Blue Springs since 2000, so 26 years in Blue Springs. They're currently in a growth mode, and they need to find a facility that will accommodate. I know if you're familiar with where they're located on Sunnyside School Road, they outgrew that years ago, and now we're looking to expand. This development meets all the zoning requirements except for the special use permit and the radius onto Saunders. The narrative is outdated. There was originally a discussion about doing chip and seal, or not chip and seal, but asphalt millings like we did a Casey Bobcat on 40 Highway. We have since said, no, that's not gonna hold up the way we want it, and we're gonna do a complete concrete pavement in the back. So that narrative is outdated and is not a request of ours. The radius widening to 50 foot was to help with the turning onto Saunders. This access on the Saunders is going to be, you're looking at 5 trucks that are owned by Windwaters. 2, let me make sure I say this right. 2 are F-250s, and 3 are larger trucks that carry a 22-foot trailer. Other than that, they get an average of 2 to 3 semi deliveries a day. This will be gated off between the buildings, so the only people leaving out that will be Windwaters employees in the 5 pickups, and then the delivery trucks. And as you mentioned, they're going to be on Saunders for about 100 to 200 feet before they get back onto Jefferson. Regarding the no right turn, we're happy to put up signs to alleviate that. I really doubt that anyone will make that turn unless it's on accident or Google tells them to take a right versus a left. So
I'm more worried about the semi taking that right turn, not the F-250.
Yeah, exactly. As a per city code, the applicant is responsible for doing half road improvements for the length of their property, which they have done. Architecturally wise, we heard the comments from the last meeting. I believe we've come up with a much better rendering of style that will fit the neighborhood and add appeal. I'll also mention that Windwater's #1 competitor is located directly across the street, I-70 on the south side. And they also store pipe outside as well. There is no gravel storage whatsoever on the site. It will be strictly pipes. No, Windwater does not sell gravel. They have no reason to store gravel on site. So I'll stand for any questions that you guys might have.
Bring it up here. Yes, sir.
I was the primary one last meeting that struggled with the appearance of the flex use spaces. So a couple questions. Is that a separate entity than what you're doing with the building on the right?
As separate ownership?
Yeah.
No, it'll be all one ownership. Windwater will be a tenant, and then hopefully they'll be able to fill the flex use as well.
So the flex use spaces are, Windwater will be a tenant and rent some of those, but others will be rented by other parties?
Windwater will rent the Windwater facility, and then the other flex use will be rented for rent as well.
Okay, same owner, same project.
Yep.
Okay. I like the improvements that were made to the flex space, and I commend you for that. I'm struggling now in a different arena in the sense that it just looks like 2 completely different structures, 2 completely different businesses. They're not cohesive at all, color-wise. Is that intended that way? Or what do you?
The first
One is a
time it
corporate
wasn't,
headquarters,
they were all the
one
same,
is a completely different business that has nothing to do with corporate headquarters.
but they were matched originally.
Well, if we could hear
so, yeah.
from you, sir.
Yes, I'm.
Yeah, so you do have the same gray, light gray colors. There's a front view. Do you have? Yeah, so we've got a two-tone gray building. It looks a little darker on this screen, the dark gray, but it's a lighter gray which matches the Windwater building, and then a little darker gray, and then we got the bronze, and then the black doors, and then we've got glass on each of the garage doors as well. So they don't look exactly the same, but the gray does tie the 2 buildings together, the light gray.
Anything further from up here?
But the Windwater building is exclusively metal paneling, different colors, with the stone veneer, the bottom 3 or 4 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And what are the finishes on that?
And I'm sorry?
The finishes of the flex space are just different colors of metal paneling?
Yes. Yeah. And the bronze, which is a metal wood-looking material. It's a faux wood. It'll last longer than actual wood.
All right, so I'll go back to one of my questions that staff was, I think, was a little unsure on. The 6-foot fence in the back or whatever type of material you'll use. You talked about additional screening on top of that. Who decides that? Do you have any comments about that?
Kind of, where did you see that?
On this one here, right here, the second bullet point, page 1 of your narrative, and the second dot bullet point. Number 1, gravel or asphalt screenings might be desired over part of the storage area.
So gravel asphalt screening, that was for the surface.
That's not for
the driving surface.
Oh, okay.
The KC Bobcat on 40 Highway, we did asphalt.
Oh, so this has nothing to do with blocking the view of the commercial from the
No,
neighbor's
no.
land? Okay.
No. We do have a preliminary landscape plan
Yep, that'll come back through.
that has plenty of, we've got quite a bit of landscaping. We did additional landscaping along Saunders, and then we're doing the 6-foot fence to screen, which most of the residents on the north side have their own privacy fence. So we're really buffering that really well with their fence, plus our landscaping, plus the fence.
Anything else up here? Yes, ma'am.
Several folks have talked about the exit out onto the opposite road, not Jefferson Street. How difficult would it be to circle the trucks and come in and out at Jefferson Street? Just
When the yard gets full of piping, it would be maneuver cause.
you wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Okay. I figured there was a reason. Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
I just asked if I might have a chance to answer any questions.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to go to the audience and would ask for if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this project. Seeing none, next I will ask if there is anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to. So I understand there's probably several. So when you do come up here, we're going to limit you to 3 minutes. We have a clock running. So we will give you 3 minutes to share your information. And yes, sir, we will start with you. If you could please state your name, your address for the record, please.
Larry Anderson, 2613 Stonecrest Court, Blue Springs. I've got some paperwork for you guys. Slide number 1, Saunders Road. I've measured it. It's half the width of Jefferson Street. And when you bring a truck or a trailer in there, it's going to clog it up. With buses, you can see right now, the bus and a vehicle can't meet without the bus driving off the edge of the road. So why are we going to spend tax dollars to rework Saunders and then add truck traffic to Saunders? The other businesses along Jefferson all navigate their trucks in and out of Jefferson. There's plenty of room to turn around a truck up there. I don't know how many acres are there, but the other facilities that Wind Water has in Kansas City or Blue Springs, it's one way in, one way out. Bottom line there, let's navigate from Jefferson and stay off of Saunders. And on the west side, Saunders, we would like to see a wall there that completely blocks the view. That picture on the lower page there, that's what it looks like today when you drive over to Sunnyside School Road and look into the entrance of Windwater. That's what you see. It's not pretty. All right, slide number 2. Current view from the edge of I-70. You can see the work's going on there. And I took a little liberty to try to draw in what that's going to look like when you start stacking pipes up there. That's what it's going to look like from I-70, if not worse. Slide number 3, the view from Saunders Road. Same thing. That's the corner of Saunders and Jefferson right there. And again, I'm not an expert at graphic design here, but there's going to be stacks of pipes. You can go over to Sunnyside School Road right now, and they're everywhere. All right, slide number 4. I've marked in red the 5 houses that are adjacent to the proposed Windwater site. You can see lower left there, 5 homes adjacent, 18 homes in our subdivision are nearby. And there's others there. I didn't mark those. This is just for Stonecrest. So when you go to number 5, there's three other wind water facilities in the Kansas City area. And you see each one of those, I've enumerated how many homes are nearby or adjacent. There's none. Page 6, 3 previous planning commissions and cities said no to wind water pipe storage lots adjacent to any, let alone 5 single-family homes in our subdivision. And for Blue Springs, how am I doing on time? For Blue Springs, we don't want a pipe storage lot in plain view for all to see on I-70. Blue Springs has a business park for that.
Sir, your time has expired. We do appreciate your comments. They are on the record.
Okay.
I appreciate your time, sir.
Appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there others in the audience? Yes, sir. Please step up. I will get to you soon. You're next, sir. Please state your name for the record and your address, please.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Quick. I live at 1509 Northwest Timberline Court. I'm actually the president of the Stonecrest HOA. I'm not going to multiply a lot of what Larry said. The Saunders Road, it's a 100% no-go. It is so narrow, I'm not even sure you could get a tractor trailer to turn left or right out there without ending up in the field across the way. It's like the old song, "Give me 40 acres." So I'm going to move on to my second concern, the drainage. I know you mentioned that a drainage study had been done. My question is, has there been, or will there be like a 1, 10, and 100-year, I forget what it's called.
Flood zone?
Yeah, study done. That little creek that runs back there is kind of overtaxed already. And I've had residents call with serious concerns about what's going to happen because, you know, a privacy wall and some landscaping isn't going to do anything for stormwater. So that's a major concern for us. The third is a question, as much as a request. Are there any easement requirements for the neighbors behind that development, and have they been notified? I mean, like sewer easements or anything like that. It's another concern. Personally, I am not against developing on Jefferson Road. One of these days, I think the right project will come along. I don't think a light industrial up against a neighborhood is that project. I mean, it's a great place to live, and I don't think any of us in that neighborhood want to see that kind of a project, that kind of traffic. I mean, has there been a traffic impact study for that driveway on Saunders? I mean, we know by experience that it's super narrow, it's substandard. If a school bus comes by and you're trying to get through, you end up off the shoulder. I've had to pull completely off the road before in my pickup truck to let a bus by. So I'm not telling you anything you haven't heard in this meeting or probably meetings past. I just want to express on behalf of the entire homeowners association and Stonecrest subdivision that we don't oppose development. We just oppose this development. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Again, state your name and your address, please.
I'm Willie Jordan, 2604 Northwest Timberline Drive. My property is directly behind this adjacent proposed wind water pipe storage yard. I am concerned about the negative impact the development would have on my property value, appearance, and the quality of life. When we purchased our home, our expectations were for the surrounding area to remain compatible with residential use. The proposal would place an industrial outdoor storage operation next to residential homes, bringing increase the traffic, the noise, security, lighting, retaining walls, and large stacks of pipes into our neighborhood. This impacts could make our homes less desirable for future buyers and negatively affect property values. The proposal development is not compatible with the residential character of the Stonecrest or the Deer Run neighborhoods. There are more appropriate locations within Blue Springs where this could be accommodated. I respectfully ask that the commission and the city council to protect our homes who live adjacent to the property and deny the proposed pipe storage area. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Thank you all for listening to us. My name is Laura Martinez. I'm at 1505 Northwest Timberline Lane. I'm adjacent to the proposal. I'm on Saunders. I am a 26-year veteran of the United States Marine Corps, and I drove CDL. I drove tractor trailers. It's near impossible that's going to be able to make that turn, left or right, for that matter. We all know that our tractor trailer drivers are online educated now, so it's only going to be a bad scene coming from that area. I agree with my counterparts that if this was to go through, it should absolutely be a circle drive, that they come around just like the other ones on Jefferson would do. That way it avoids all that traffic that we're going to hear, unfortunately, as a residential homeowner. I moved up from a $500 trailer, and I'm a retired military veteran, like I told you, and I moved up to a neighborhood of, averaging, what, 500,000? I don't know. My guys know. And I think it's a disservice that this happens, but however, if it is going to happen, because we do have to have growth, I didn't understand why it couldn't have that circle drive. I'm really concerned about the traffic going up and down Saunders. Tractor trailer drivers are just like everybody else. They don't mind signs. They'll drive right past it. They'll honk. You can't get two vehicles to go down that vehicle. Nonetheless, a bus and this, or a tractor trailer and a vehicle, somebody's going off the road there. So, and that's my yard. When you do go off the road, it's my yard you're going into, and another neighbor of mine, Gabriel. So we worry about it getting tore up. Now, one thing that we haven't talked about in this minute is the security. Security is huge. Like we said, our neighborhood is one way in, one way out. I don't know why anybody else, other areas, and it's a secure area. When you go in that neighborhood, you know you have to wrap her all the way around, and in that time, we have an opportunity to see you leave our neighborhood, so that avoids people from coming into our neighborhood. Please understand that that's what the purpose of a one in, one out entrance is for. So I'm concerned about the theft that would occur with this, because we've got Welcome Inn, we've got all those places. We've also got those flex spaces up there. I think we're kind of overdoing it with flex spaces, to where we just built that, have tons of flex spaces up there. This really seems like an overkill to me, and I agree with my counterparts that it's going to draw attention to people coming to our area to take things. Please consider you living in that, my neighbor. I just put a deck and made it a serene place for me to stay in my retirement. Yes, I understand. Thank you so much for your time. Please put yourself in our position.
Thank you for your time. Others would like to speak in the audience? Yes, sir.
I'm Robert Carnes. I live 2608 Northwest Timberline Drive. I live right next door to Willie. When we sit on our deck right now, look out the back. It used to be a beautiful wooded area. That woods protected the wind. We couldn't see I-70. They've come in there and ripped all the trees out, which I guess they had that right. But that's made it so the water won't slow down. The last big rain we had water just rushing down the back of our yard. It was insane. My wife took videotapes of it. And they say this 6-foot fence, that's not gonna do anything. We have an 8-foot privacy fence. I live right behind it. We can look in there right now and watch that heavy equipment running. A 6-foot fence is not gonna do nothing. That flex, we don't need no more of those flex space rental units with garage doors everywhere. that is gonna make that ugly. We take pride in our community, our Stonecrest. It's a very upscale, nice area. I feel, I've talked to 2 real estate agents. They said home values will definitely drop due to this. Being next door, well, not next door, it's in our backyard. All these blue pipes, clear to the God knows how high. It's just not meant for that. I understand, like the others say, we need development. Not this. This doesn't belong there. If you go down and look at the other ones downtown in the other part of Blue Springs, it's in a total by itself, by the bus barns over there. There's no houses over there. This is gonna be in my backyard. I'm very upset about this. That's all I have.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else in opposition to? Yes, sir.
I don't know if I'm in the right place or not, because I want to talk about
Can you just do me a favor and
Southwest
state
Wyatt Road.
your name and address, please, for the record?
Pardon me?
Just your name and address for the record, please.
I can't hear you.
Your name and
Robert
address.
Johnson,
Thank you.
25709 Southwest Wyatt Road.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. On May 30th, you guys last year finished up the road on Wyatt Road there on the southwest side.
Oh, this is not.
Pardon me?
This is not that item for that you're speaking to.
Say again?
This is not that item that you're speaking to. This is another item that's on the agenda.
I can't understand you, sir. I'm sorry, military's taking my hearing.
No,
and
I
I'm
totally
having,
understand. You might want to sit down and come back in just a few moments.
Okay.
You're going to start this.
Do you, sir, do you want to talk about this Windwater project? Or do you want to talk about a different issue on Wyatt Road?
Well, I don't know what this project is called that they did on Wyatt Road.
Okay.
This is not why.
This is not that project, so we're going to stay the course here, but at the end of the meeting, if you want to say some public comments, you certainly can.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So, yes, sir.
Don Harris, live at 2500 Northwest Timberline Drive. More of a question, if I can get an answer. From your rendering up here, I can see where the sidewalk stops there on the other side of, on the west side of Saunders, okay? But I don't see any sidewalk coming across. Is that a part of the plan for this? Because it's been, the whole street, Jefferson has been adding sidewalk, and this is a new development. They should be putting a new sidewalk. Is that correct?
So, do you have any other comments before we address your question?
No, that's it.
Okay, so if I could have you sit down, I promise
That's
you we'll
fine.
get to it.
Thank you.
All
I just want.
I appreciate your comments. Thank you, sir. Do you want to address that now,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah. Just for clarification, the rendering didn't include their sidewalks, but on all of their plans that we would reference and enforce going forward, they all include their sidewalks along Jefferson, and they all go towards the public entrances, and they're all kind of noted here.
Sorry, does it go around the corner on Saunders or just?
No. So there isn't any sidewalks along Saunders until Duncan. So we didn't require the sidewalks along Saunders.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I don't see any other comment. Yes, ma'am. Please step forward. And just your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Abby Dickerson at 1505 Northwest Timberline Lane. This neighborhood has been so peaceful and quiet since I've been there. And I can now see the highway. There's nothing hidden. And I am concerned about safety because all the commercial stuff that's been up there is closer to the hotels, and all it's going to do is bring everything our way. And I already know some people in our neighborhood know self-defense, but some people do not, and they're a lot older. And I don't know if they would be able to defend themselves if something should happen. And honestly, I understand development needs to happen. I'm not opposed to it, but I just don't think this is the right way to do it, and I definitely don't think Saunders Road needs any more traffic. There's no way. Regular cars next to each other can't even go down that sometimes, so it feels like you're playing chicken sometimes on that road. So that's mainly what everybody else has said is what I'm reiterating, but my main concern is the security and the riffraff that's going to be coming that way. So, and it's been a really quiet neighborhood. Everybody looks out for everybody. And we, like, if you go out of town, you call your neighbor and say, I'm going out of town, and they watch your house for you. And that's how it's set up. So I want to continue to have that be the normal. So that's all I would say.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Comments in the audience? Okay, seeing none, the public comment section of the public hearing is now over. I will bring it back up here to the commissioners. Do we have any final questions for staff regarding this project?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
What is Geyer Fence listed as right now?
They would be under regional commercial, so they would be same zoning as Geyer
Is that the
Fence.
same for Meyer as well?
Yeah, so that whole strip along Northwest Jefferson would be regional commercial.
Did we notice an uptick in crime and activity when Geyer remodeled?
That I am not for Geyer.
When Geyer Fence, when they remodeled and expanded there?
Are you asking if we looked at security or crime?
Did we see an uptick in crime?
No, I don't think there was any uptick.
Yeah.
Anything else from up here?
This is probably more for the applicant, but I wanted some clarifying questions on. I had clarifying questions on the width of Saunders, and then the width after improvements, and then any details on like a lighting plan that's for the storage area.
So I'd be happy to call the applicant back up if you would like to have comments, please.
So currently Saunders is 20 foot wide, and our half width improvement will bring it our side to current standards, which I believe, Toby can correct me, it'll be additional 5 feet wider on the east side to bring it to the standard for that road classification. The other question
was on like lighting plan.
Yes,
in
there
the
is
storage?
going to be lighting in the back, but it's going to be on the building, and it's not going to be pole lights, big tall lights by any means.
And that would also be, so a photometric plan isn't required at this stage, so that would be something we would review in their site plan design review.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else up here from the commissions to either staff or the applicant?
I had a question for clarification.
Yes, ma'am.
So the back barrier, it looks like you have the 6 foot fence and then the 20 foot
It's a 25-foot landscape.
landscape buffer.
Mhm.
So I know this is not the site plan review
Mhm.
at that point, but are we planting trees?
Yes, we presented a preliminary landscaping plan
Mhm.
that shows the trees they'll be planting along that property line, the north
Okay.
property line.
So it may take a bit for them to be full height, but, you know.
Ultimately, there'll be a very nice screening.
Trying to get it pulled up.
May help with stormwater as well.
The stormwater is a underground detention system,
Okay.
and it'll meet all the current APWA 5600, and it will go through review with the city engineer.
And Toby, correct me if I'm wrong, but so essentially it won't fix the problem, but essentially it won't contribute to the problem. So as they're going through, it won't make the problem worse, but obviously their development can't fix the issue themselves.
Yeah, that's correct. It basically mitigates any increase. So whatever runs off from the site today in a 210 and 100 year condition, will have to be maintained or less. So there's no no increase in runoff. So you can't create a downstream flooding situation. It has to be less runoff to be basically approved by the city.
Yeah, as you see here on the landscaping plan, that north property line is quite screened.
All right, anything else from up here?
Chair.
Yes, sir.
Is there any plans from the city to widen Saunders? My concern is if we're taking truck traffic as a left turn back to Jefferson, we have half road improvements, the half of the road the truck's driving on is, just typical asphalt.
There aren't any future plans now. We're really, unfortunately, with the city and the state of the streets that we have that are unimproved, we're relying on development for a lot of those. Unless some kind of CIP project is taken on, such as Wyatt Road that's going on, and some of those streets that are well-traveled. Saunders is not a very well-traveled street right now, so it's not in the CIP future plan. But with the 5 feet improvement, we would be up to 26 feet, and minimum is 28. So we're getting a lot closer to the minimum standards for the city with this improvement.
And then in the event somebody came along and developed the other side along Saunders, they would be required to update that side as well and include those half-road improvements.
Yep, correct.
I'm just doing the math in my head that there's 15 trucks a week, tractor trailers that are making deliveries, plus, however many on-site wind water trucks are, that there could be quite a bit of heavy traffic exiting the site.
Yeah, and what I can tell you, just because we're working on the 2027 paving, that will be a road that will be improved next year for the paving overlay, which will, we could widen that a little bit with that overlay, but it wouldn't be a full subsurface reconstruction, which would not give you the widening that would give you the capacity for heavy trucks. But it is planned to be overlaid next year, just to give that some merit on that.
Chair, is the widening from the exit all the way down to Jefferson?
It's the entire length of the property.
Yeah.
So from the northwest corner to the southwest.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Before I close the hearing, or before the public hearing, is there any further discussion up here from the commissioners? All right, seeing none. I will ask for a motion on the general development. Oh, I'm going to close the comments, I'm sorry. I will ask for a motion on the general development plan. A motion on the general development plan?
Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to approve the general development plan for wind, water, and flex use, GDP -03-26-9850.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. This will be a roll call. Tracy, if we could get a roll call, please.
Yes. Commissioner Richel?
Aye.
Commissioner Sanderson?
No.
Commissioner Irie?
No.
Commissioner Graham?
Aye.
Commissioner Henning?
No.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey?
No.
Commissioner Stokenberry?
Aye.
Chairperson Richard?
Aye.
It passes 5-4.
All right, so this item will be recommended and heard at the city council meeting at their Monday, July 6th, 2026 meeting at 6 p.m. I will ask for a motion on the conditional use permit.
Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to approve the conditional use permit for wind, water, and flex use, CUP -03-26-9851.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. This will also be a roll call. Tracy?
Yes. Commissioner Sanderson?
No.
Commissioner Irie?
No.
Commissioner Graham?
Aye.
Commissioner Henning?
No.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey?
No.
Commissioner Stokenberry?
Aye.
Commissioner Richel?
Aye.
Chairperson Howe?
Aye.
All right, 5-4.
So that motion also carried. This item will also be heard and recommended to be heard by the city council on their Monday, July 6th, 2026 meeting at 6 p.m. And then finally, I will ask for a motion on the preliminary plat.
Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I move to approve the preliminary plat for wind, water, and flex use, PP-03-26-9852.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
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 That motion carried. Next on the agenda, I will open the public hearing for agenda item number 7, the conditional use permit CUP 04269863 for Universal Beauty Studio Academy. And I'll ask our city attorney, Jennifer, to please enter the exhibits.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have several exhibits tonight. First is the staff report with the attachments. Second is the affidavit of publication. Third is the notification map of property owners within 185 feet. The fourth exhibit is the list of property owners within 185 feet. Fifth is a copy of the letter that was sent to the property owners of this public hearing. Exhibit 6 is the Title IV land use section of the city code, by reference. And then lastly, we've got the 2014 comprehensive plan also entered into the record by reference.
Thank you so much. I will ask for Ms. Chantel Fry to please do the staff presentation.
Good evening, Chair and Planning Commissioners. Before you this evening is a request of a conditional use permit with alternative development standards by Tyrone Jackson on behalf of Universal Beauty Studios for approval to allow body art services, educational training facilities specializing in permanent makeup and related body art services located at 1405 Southwest Smith Street. The subject property is located within the downtown T4 General Urban District. The T4 district is intended to support a mix of residential and commercial uses while promoting walkability and traditional neighborhood development patterns. As part of the request, the applicant is seeking approval of a conditional use permit because body art services are only permitted through the conditional use permit process. In addition, the applicant is asking for the approval of the alternative development standards to waive the required 500-foot separation from residential uses and a church. Staff analysis confirmed that the residential properties and church are located within that required separation distance. The proposed operation will occupy approximately 442 square feet within the existing tenant space. No exterior modifications, building additions, site improvements, or changes to the parking are proposed. Existing pedestrian access, utilities, drainage, and public infrastructure will remain unchanged, and a traffic impact study was not required for this request. The city approved the text amendment increasing the allowable number of body art establishments from 1 establishment per 15,000 residents to 1 per 6,000 residents. And based on the current population and code requirements, the approval of this request would result in a total of 8 body art establishments citywide, which still remains below the maximum allowed threshold. Staff reviewed the request against the conditional use permit criteria and found the following: that the proposed use furthers the intent of the downtown T4 district by providing a compatible commercial service within an existing downtown building. The use complies with the UDC except for the 500 separation requirement, which is being requested to be waived. No additional site-specific conditions are necessary beyond the compliance of the conditional use permit and the applicable code provision, and the proposal will not negatively impact the public realm, streetscape, utilities, drainage systems, or surrounded properties. The use is compatible within the area in terms of scale, character, traffic, and operational impacts, and the establishment will primarily serve students that are already enrolled through House of Heavenland and is not expected to create significant additional traffic, parking demand, or pedestrian activity. Additionally, state law will require body art practitioners and establishments to maintain licensing through the Missouri Division of Professional Registration, and staff will recommend verification of all required state licensing prior to the issuance of a business license. Based on the findings contained within the staff report, staff recommends approval of conditional use permit with the alternative development standards with the 2 conditions listed in the staff report. I'd be happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is present for any additional information presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Bringing it back up here. Any questions for staff from the commissioners? Seeing none, would the applicant like to speak? Yes. And just please state your name and address for the record.
All right, Tyrone Jackson, address 4921 South Aaron, Springfield, Missouri. Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners, and City staff for allowing me to be up here. My name is Tyrone. Like I said, I'm here with my wife, Tiara. We're the owners of our Universal Beauty Studio Academy. Universal Beauty Studio Academy is an approved vocational training institution specialized in permanent cosmetics, microblading, and related to body art education. Our mission is to provide career-focused training that helps students develop professional skills, obtain license, and enter the workforce in a regulated, supervised environment. The proposed location at 1405 Southwest Smith Street will primarily serve the students that are already enrolled in House of Heavenly Beauty, as mentioned. Because of this, we do not anticipate a significant increase in traffic, parking, or activity beyond the current existing site. All procedures are performed according to the Missouri regulations and under supervision within a controlled educational setting, and our operations are structured appointment-based, that's important, and focused on training, safety, sanitation, and workforce development. We believe this program provides a valuable opportunity for students in Blue Springs and the surrounding area to pursue a professional career path while supporting the local economic growth and entrepreneurship. We appreciate you considering us this evening, and happy to answer any questions you may have for me.
Thank you, sir. I will bring it up here. Any questions for the applicant? Yes, sir.
Are you gonna be part of House of Evelyn or your own entity?
Yes, inside. We're actually on.
Basically renting space from them.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Wonderful.
That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was just me being nosy.
All right. So we will open it up to the audience. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of this project from the audience? Anyone that would like to speak in opposition to? Seeing none, the public comment section of this public hearing is over. I will bring it back up to here for the commissioners. Any final questions for staff? Seeing none. Any final questions for the applicant? All right. Any discussion or comment from the commission? Doesn't sound like it. So I'm going to close the public hearing and ask for a motion of the conditional use permit.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I would move to approve CUP 05269892.
Fantastic. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. This will be a roll call, Tracy.
Yes. Commissioner Irie?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Aye.
Commissioner Henning?
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Yes.
Commissioner Pumphrey?
No.
Commissioner Stokenberry?
Aye.
Commissioner Richel?
Aye.
Commissioner Sanderson?
Aye.
Chairperson Howe?
Aye.
All right.
All right, so that motion carried. This item will be recommended and heard by the City Council at their Monday, July 6th, 2026 meeting at 6 p.m. Thank you. Next up on the agenda is the public hearing for item number 8, the conditional use permit CUP 05269882. And I will ask for exhibits from our city attorney again, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 7 exhibits to enter into the records. First is the staff report with attachments. Second is the affidavit of publication. Third is the notification map of property owners within 185 feet. Fourth is the list of property owners within 185 feet of this site. Fifth is a copy of the letter that was sent to the property owners regarding this public hearing. 6 is Title 4 of the Land Use section of the City Code by reference. And then lastly, the 2014 Comprehensive Plan, also by reference.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, we will ask Ms. Chantel Fry for the staff presentation.
Good evening, Chair and Planning Commissioners. Before you this evening is a request of a conditional use permit with the Alternative Development Standards by Caitlin Ferris on behalf of Midnight Inc. to allow a body art services established within the existing commercial tenant space located at 2307 Northwest South Outer Road. The subject property is zoned general business, which is intended to accommodate a variety of commercial and service-oriented uses along a major transportation corridor outside of the city, central, and neighborhood business districts. The proposed tattoo studio will occupy an existing tenant space with no exterior modifications or site improvements proposed at this time. Under the Unified Development Code, body art services are permitted only through a conditional use permit. In addition, the applicant is requesting approval of the Alternative Development Standards to waive the required 500-foot separation for residential uses. Staff reviewed determined that the residentially zoned property and residential uses are located within that separation distance. Therefore, the approval of the waiver is necessary for this proposed use. The city approved the text amendment modifying the allowable number of body art establishments within Blue Springs. The amendment increased the allowance from 1 per 15,000 to 1 per 6,000. And based on the current population and the code requirements, approval of this request would result in a total, and I counted last presentation, so this would be number 9 for the body art establishment, which still maintains us under the allowable threshold of 10. Staff also notes that tattooing and body art services are regulated by the state of Missouri, and all practitioners and establishments must maintain the appropriate state licensing through the Missouri Division of Professional Registration. We reviewed the criteria for the conditional use permit and that the proposed use is consistent with the intent of the general business zoning district and is compatible with the commercial uses in the area. The establishment will operate within the existing commercial building and will not require additional site improvements. And aside from the requested waiver of the 500-foot separation requirement, the proposal complies with all applicable zoning and operation standards. There will be no impacts to drainage, utilities, streets, sidewalks, parking, or public facilities, and the use is not expected to generate significant traffic, noise, or other impacts beyond the typical associated with a personal service and a commercial use. The request will not impede the future development or use of neighboring properties and is consistent with the long-range development pattern of this area. And based on the findings contained in our staff report, staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit with the alternative development standards with the 2 conditions listed. I'm available for any questions, and the applicant is also present for a presentation, and should there be questions.
Thank you so much. Bringing it back up here for the commissioners. Any questions for staff on this project? Seeing none, thank you. I would ask if the applicant would like to speak on behalf of her project.
My name is Caitlin Ferris, and I am the owner of Midnight Ink Tattoo Studio. It is a by appointment only service that I provide. A lot of my services have to do with paramedical tattooing, which is basically coverage of scars, either from mastectomy, burns, self-harm. I've had people travel to me from all over the United States. I recently tattooed a lady who was sold into sex trafficking when she was 11, and she had substantial keloid scarring on her arm from being bound for a significant amount of time. We were then able to completely transform her scars into something that was absolutely beautiful that she was proud to wear. I'm in the process of starting my own nonprofit called Marked with Meaning. It's basically turning something that you are not necessarily happy with your body and turning it into something that you're proud to wear. Like I said, this is a by appointment only service. The great thing about my tattoo studio is that I do a lot of events right now in North Kansas City that basically does fundraising for all of my work to be pro bono for self-harm scar coverage, suicide attempt scar coverage, basically any type of scar coverage. I've also been working recently with companies, getting them their insurance approved to do paramedical tattooing, so then people who have like mastectomies can get areola approved through their insurance companies and stuff as well. A lot of my goal is to just help build the community into something more beautiful than what it is. We all have those things that, you know, we hate with ourselves, and if I'm able to help somebody change that about themselves, that's just what I want to do. So, you know, God granted me the opportunity to have a job that I absolutely love going to every day. So if I can give back a little bit to the community, that's what I'd love to do. So
fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will open it up to the audience and ask if there would be anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this project. Anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to? Seeing none, the public comment section of this public hearing is over. I'll bring it back up to hear any final questions for staff regarding this. Seeing none, any final questions for the applicant? Yes, ma'am.
What size is the tenant finish inside? What size is your space inside?
800 square feet.
And how many artists, just yourselves? or-
Sorry, could you come up once again? I apologize, just so we can hear you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, so right now it is just me. I do have an apprentice that is currently working with me out of my other building that I would eventually bring over to my new building. But as of right now, it's just me.
So you will be leaving the North Kansas City area?
Yes, correct.
And, is the entrance only from inside the building? I don't know. I think on this
There's
building.
several entrances in and out of the building. There is one on the main floor and then there's two on the second floor. I'm on the main floor, so there is one entrance in and out of the building on the top floor. There is another tattoo artist that is right next to me, and then there is an injectable med spa that is right across the hallway as well.
Yes, sir.
Why Blue Springs?
So I grew up in Blue Springs. I recently just moved from 40 Highway to Lee Summit. My kids are 5, 10, and 12, so we wanted to be in a good school district, and this was one that we could find that was somewhere that we liked regionally. We wanted to be around Blue Springs, Lee Summit, just because we love the community, we love the school district. And with my kids going to school in Lee Summit currently, it's a lot closer for me to travel to pick them up from school and bring them home instead of getting stuck in an hour and a half of traffic trying to come from North Kansas City and do all my running around. So it's kind of a win-win situation to be in Blue Springs.
Well, thank you for choosing Blue Springs and welcome to Blue Springs.
Thank you.
All right, fantastic. So any final discussion from up here from the commission before I close the public hearing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can staff clarify, there's already a conditional use permit for a tattoo artist?
So that's the other half of this is we are doing the conditional use permit because they can co-locate. So we're doing a conditional use permit for the entire address to bring it into compliance for the other ones that are located there. Instead of sending out violations and making some of the community members mad, this was an opportunity to be able to bring it into compliance.
Okay, so will both those establishments count as one together?
Yep. And along with the microblader cosmetics, so that they're allowed to co-locate. So like Butch's has 3 different that are located in there. This will also have 3 located.
Anything else from up here? All right, seeing none, I will close the public hearing, and we will ask for a motion on the conditional use permit.
Chair.
Yes, sir.
I move to approve CUP 05259882 Midnight Inc. with the 2 staff conditions.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, so this will be a roll call. Tracy, please.
Yes, Commissioner Graham,
Aye.
Commissioner Henning,
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll.
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey,
No.
Commissioner Stokenberry,
Aye.
Commissioner Richel,
Aye.
Commissioner Sanderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Irie,
Aye.
Chairperson Howe.
Aye.
All right.
All right, so that motion is carried. This item will be recommended and heard by the City Council at their Monday, July 6th, 2026 meeting at 6 p.m. That takes us to, I believe, is there any other business from the commissioners?
Just a comment for staff and our city council liaison. It seems that the ugly duck of developers only being required to improve half of the street that abuts their development reared its ugly head again. And it just seems odd and sticky and messy and unfair. And I would just like to publicly ask or challenge them to come up with something that would stop us from being in this position over and over again.
I mean, for example, I'll just add on to that. I heard at one time, like Duncan Road, doesn't have curb and gutter. There was concern from the city, like we should have curb and gutter. So they'd require the developer to put that money into escrow and like to come back and add it if it didn't work. That could be one potential solution.
All right, any other comments from the commission? All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, this meeting is adjourned. Have a good night.
That was the quickest second I think I've ever.
You wanted them.